let's talk about floating toys for your dog this summer because we want to make sure our dogs are out playing in the kiddie pools or the big pools or even at places like the ocean or lakes or ponds. And we want to make sure that they have things that will float and not get too icky. So we're looking specifically for toys that are going to float, and we're going to talk about some of my favorites this summer. Now, I have a dog who's obsessed with her rubber balls. This one's a little bit different. This is the Chuck-It ball, and this is made to float. It is amphibious, so you can see it's got a really great texture here. It's going to allow her a little bit of leeway for squeezing, but it's not going to crunch down the way that a typical rubber ball with 2 holes in it would. Now, the nice thing is it doesn't have any holes, so it's not going to take water in. It also is not going to squish down, unfortunately, to remove it from her mouth if she clamps down on it. But it is going to float. It is orange and blue, very easy for me to be seeing as we are maybe cleaning up after our pool time. This is going to be a really nice one for my dog, so I very much like floating balls. I will say her typical rubber balls, great in a kiddie pool because they sink and she likes to dive down there and grab them. Not going to go well if I take it to the pond or if I take it to a human-sized pool. It is not going to work to our benefit to use the ones with the holes in them because they will just sink like a rock. I also love another good Chuck-It toy. This is, again, amphibious, and so we've talked about these before. My girls really love playing with these. They squish so well, and they are meant for the air to travel through so that it's easy for dogs to play with. It's not going to be easily destroyed if they are under supervision. They're actually playing with it, but it's made to float. So when you throw it, it does come in 2 different sizes. This is the larger of the size, but they've got one that's a little bit thinner and a little bit shorter, and they just kind of float in the water. The entire thing doesn't necessarily stay up, but it will have a good majority of it out of the water as you are playing. And this is just really nice to wrestle with your dog with. It's very easy to twist. I own a bunch of these, and I went out and got extra of these because I am taking my dogs to their very first pond swim in just a few days. So I went out and I got some special toys specific to the pond, but we've been using things in the pool all summer long. Now, I love a good floating toy. Things that are going to be plushy, that are specifically made for the water, will work really, really well for you. I actually got some earlier this summer at Aldi's, and they just had such a fun selection. They had really cute different themes, watermelon, ice pops. They had some other cute things as well. And I guess some people had versions that my store didn't have, which I was really sad about, but they float really well. They do not retain too much water. They're kind of squished down a little bit, but they're pretty sturdy, and my dogs have not damaged them at all yet. So look for a good plushy floaty toy that is specifically designed to be in the water because those will dry out a lot faster and last a little bit longer. I also really like bumper toys for playing in the water. Those are typically like a triangle shape. They're amphibious, so they're made to be floating on the water, and they typically have a rope on one end so that you've got the rope, but you've also got the bumper toy so that your dog can grab it and carry it around. Gemma is obsessed with hers, and you just want to be mindful of the colors that you are buying these toys in. So certain colors will pop with certain tones of water, while some will disappear. If you've been following along on our kiddie pool journey this summer, you know Lucy loves to drop her rubber balls in. She's got one that's blue that matches the pool, and she loses it all the time amongst the other toys as they're floating around. It can be a little hard if she's very, very anxiously trying to find it and it's blended in, but the purple one stands out very, very well. And so depending on what color pool you're using, or if you're going into a pond or a lake or a river, the ocean or whatever, different tones will stand out in different ways so that you can find them and retrieve them when you are done with your playtime. I cannot say enough good things for floating toys. Those are my 4 main types of floating toys that we like to use, but there's lots of them out there. So drop your suggestions down below. And if you have one that you really love, give me the actual name of it. I will go grab it and I will test it out to see how it works in water in case it might work well for you as well. Drop your suggestions down below and follow along for daily videos helping you navigate the world of dog parenthood to help you level up for your pup and give them the best life possible. There's a full playlist on dog swimming tips and tricks and tutorials. We've also got things like travel and documenting your dog through photos and videos, and we've got lots of really great tutorials and lessons on how you can keep your dog safe, happy, and healthy all summer and all year long. We'll see you in those upcoming episodes.